Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show! I am your host, Andrew Illy, and This is the Ball of Truth, episode 69, man. Thank you very much for joining me. Wherever you are around the world, wherever you are, you silly motherfuckers. Thank you again, guys, for joining me. We're going to answer the question, are the Blues the real deal, man, in 2024, season 2024? A lot of people are talking, man, before the season, at the start of the season, mid-season. Have the Blues got what it takes to go all the way? I can answer you that question in 3 seconds, and that is abso-fucking-lutely. But, you know, you got to try and convince the audience and fans of Carlton, fans of the opposition, footy fans in general. They're all asking this, man. And it's a fair question because we've been down and out for too long. 29 years, man, since Carlton has won the Premiership. 1995. I still remember it. But I was 8 years old, man, and it just wouldn't mean what it would mean today. Now that I've grown up and I've been through 20 plus years of absolute hell. We all have. All Carlton fans, man. Do we have what it takes to go all the way and win the Premiership this year? Well, if you've been living under a rock or you didn't pay close enough attention to last season, the end of last year and finals, well, do you smell what the Blues are cooking? Because if you didn't know, now you know that we are coming. Simple, man. In order to win the Premiership, you need so many things to go right. You do. You need the team to be healthy and injury-free. Look, you can probably get away with a couple injuries, but you definitely need the team to be, the majority of them, pretty healthy, man. You need momentum, especially going into finals. You need experience. You need a good backbone of staff and a good, strong front office, board, president. You need good coaches. You need culture. You need trust. You need character and leadership. And last but not least, a passionate, loyal fan base who believes in the team. It's very important because as much as you wouldn't think so, fans play a massive, massive part in all of this, man. The noise, those wavelengths of energy and signals that inject life into these players, man. It can help. We are part of that. And we'll touch a little bit on last year because that was a massive factor, man. I really do believe that. Well, does Carlton tick all those boxes that we just mentioned? I believe we do. If you look back to when our coach Michael Voss started his reign in 2022, season 2022, we started very well that year. And there were promising signs, and most of those boxes that we mentioned were ticked, but in the end, that season ended up in heartbreak in the final minute, basically, of that season. We lost 4 in a row to miss out on finals. Did I think that we deserved to be there? Yes and no, because really you can't lose 4 in a row and expect to make it. But did I think we were good enough to play a part in finals? Yeah, I did. I do. I think if it came that we just needed to get there that year. Anyway, the that season, like we said, ended up in heartbreak because we lacked experience. We weren't used to being a good footy team for a long time, man. We had trauma, mental weakness, across the board. But we were heading in the right direction. You could see it. You could see changes happening. And I've spoken many times on this show about that mental relapse that we've suffered so many times. And we saw it time and time again, where we would go back into our shell during games that we should have won, struggling to hold leads, killing teams off, dealing with opposition momentum swing. Like, there's so many times we just could not deal with it. And sometimes, to a degree, we still may struggle with that. But I think that's changing, man. In 2023 was a season of waves, man. It was a roller coaster. It really was. As cliche as it sounds. The first month was good. The next few months were fucking god awful. We ended up like 14th at the mid-year on the ladder. Then the massive turning point, which we've mentioned on this show, was where it looked like the curse had been broken, and that was against Gold Coast Suns. I think it was round 13 or 14. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was that second quarter, man, that I'll never, ever forget, when we piled on 10 goals, basically in a row, and played with such freedom and joy that it was like a curse had been broken, lifted off our shoulders. And that was a massive turning point and a major part of why this team is seeing success now. We haven't got there yet, but we're on track. The injuries we had to deal with last year were a massive part as well, but it was a blessing in disguise because so many players got to play their part that we hadn't seen before. And look, that Gold Coast game set up a 9-game winning streak, and we ended up 5th on the ladder and got a home final. First finals for Cripps, Walsh, all these type of players, man. Doherty. And like I said, the injuries were a blessing in disguise because players like Chincotta, Kemp, Ollie Hollins, TDK, Tom De Koning, Fogarty, Kennedy, Cottrell, they all elevated their games, man, and became absolute gems for this side. And your core, Cripps, Walsh, Mackay, Curnow, Doherty, Akers, leading the charge, building confidence and momentum, and belief. Belief is a massive one. Then we gained that experience. We ticked that box off because we beat Sydney in an elimination final, that first home final, man. First final for that team in front of the best fans in the league. No doubt. The following week, winning a semi-final against Melbourne in the most epic fashion. The most epic game, probably since 99 against Bombers in the prelim when we won by a point. A famous win there. But beating the D's was huge. I mean, that was the best game I've ever been to. The best crowd I've ever witnessed. That was deafening. And there was so much passion in that building that night. Our fan base, we just became possessed. And we've had jokes on this show about getting the Pope out over for some exorcisms, because that's exactly what it was, man. It was a fucking exorcism last year in finals, and I hope we get there again this year, and I believe we will. The belief increased against the Lions in the prelim. We had to go up to the Gabba. We just fell short in that game, but we were off to a flying start. We gave it everything we had, but I think our bodies took a toll in that one, the players' bodies. Anyway, the experience was there. We had 3 massive, gigantic finals moments, man. 3 games in a row. And now you look to this season, our first game back was at the Gabba opening round. We had to go back there and play the Lions again, who were in the grand final. They were up by 46 points. Harry found his form again, Harry Mackay. He kicked the winner, which was a milestone and just one massive curse that he had to get off his back because he had an average season last season. I thought he was still good, but he had injuries, he had form, he had mental crazy stuff going on in his brain when he was kicking that goal. And we completed one of the best comebacks, showed character, a never say die attitude, and won an interstate game. A massive successful night, this one. I was there, as you can see. If you want to go look at the live review, go for it. It was just one hurdle after another in that game. We ticked off a lot of things in that one too. Round 2, beating Richmond in another nail-biter, starting to win close games, which is awesome. Wasn't our best game, but the boys stuck in there, and our contested brand of footy won us that game that we've learnt under Michael Voss, and got the job done. Richmond are the only team to beat Sydney this year. How crazy is that? Back when they had an actual side. Now they've got about 47 injuries. But look, man, don't underestimate what that win was against Tigers, because it was the second game, man. They were relatively fit and healthy, and they pushed us, man. They did. And yeah, they're a quality side with Premiership players in there. So that's what happens, man. We beat North Melbourne the following week. It's probably finally a good game to blow someone out. And Charlie and Harry were finding form. Our first blowout win of the season. And the debut of my new favourite player, man, Elijah Hollins. Oh boy, this guy's an absolute superstar in the making, if he's not already there. Elijah is a game winner. He's got that about him. He's got that killer instinct, and he's a moment maker, man. He can create something out of nothing. He's got a bit of magic in him. And that's the type of player, man. Honestly, people will laugh at me. You can call me crazy. That is the type of player who would win a Norm Smith. Honestly, he could. Call me crazy. I don't care. I fucking love him. And he's got something about him, man. There's just something about that kid. And he's just been so impressive so far. And I'm really happy for him. And his form, gets to play with his brother as well. And he didn't have he had a little bit of a difficult preseason because he missed a few games and he was in trouble with the whole cocaine thing and whatever. So it's not easy, man, changing clubs, going into a new side. But he's settled well so quick. Next week, we had Freo. Cottrell with a clutch. I love Cottrell. And another tough game in Gather Round, another close win. Bit of controversy, but I thought we deserved that one in the end. Probably could have lost. Honestly, we could have. But we dug in there and showed fight. The next week was the Adelaide loss, which still makes me fucking sick, man, to my stomach. To this day, it just pisses me off. Sam Walsh returned. The great Sam Walsh, who's been in Brownlow form, honestly. He missed the start of the year. Him and Patrick Cripps are elite together. One game. That's the one game we should have won. Really, really should have won out of the 4 that we've lost so far. It's almost like Adelaide is becoming our bogey side, but we'll get them back. Don't worry. The bounce back win came against the Giants, who were in hot form at that stage the week after. And it was a nice comeback win too, because they got out to a 20-something point lead in that game. Cripps was huge. Walsh was going berserk. Hewitt was finding some form. And Georgie Hewitt, I think he's been magnificent over the last month. He was finding form. TDK, Tom De Koning, was finding form. He's in career best form right now. Kennedy was also flying. Good stuff there. Then another game we should have won was against Geelong. And I got a lot of stick for saying we should have won. Umpires didn't help us. Not that it's an excuse. I never used that as an excuse, but they were fucking awful. We kicked ourselves out of that one in the first quarter, and that's why we lost. And yeah, man, we came back in that one right at the end. I thought maybe something was happening, but it didn't end up happening. But boy, did we get redemption on them on the weekend. Oh my God. Wow. If you didn't believe after that one, you just have to, man. You have to. We learnt our lessons from that game. And now the next one we need to learn from is Collingwood. Because, man, we had a great lead in that one. We're up by 5-6 goals and ended up losing in the last dying seconds, man. in a nail biter. We had a great opportunity at revenge. We have a great opportunity at revenge over them later on. Probably in like 3-4 weeks, we verse them again. But that's one that annoys me as well. And I'm glad I'm up to this game, because that's one of my only concerns about Carlton, man, is something happens in this side when we're about 5 goals up. And it's happened multiple times. We hit about 30 to 5 or 6 goals in front. And then something happens, man, where we decide to stop. And we're always sluggish. We have this sluggish period. We get maybe too comfortable and complacent. And other teams sense this, man, and they pounce on us. And we've just, it's almost not like we're doing it on purpose. It's just something kicks in and we get too comfy, man. We let them back in it. We did it against the Pies, and we did it again the week after against Melbourne, if you remember. We were up by 5 or 6 goals the following week, and we let them come back in the last quarter, a moment of madness, the last 10 minutes. Melbourne just went bang. We were up by 30-odd points, like I said, and we almost lost that one. And we held on, but we dominated them. That was the frustrating thing. We dominated them for 3.5 quarters, and I just hope we learn to stay focused for 4 quarters. Because if we do, I don't think anyone can really beat us if we're playing that well. If we do, we can go all the way. The closest we got to that was against the Cats on the weekend, honestly, despite 5-minute period in the third quarter. But we still had a decent lead in regards to that. Cats crept back in at the end of the third, but then, my God, pounded them in the last. The following week against the, after the Collingwood one, was Sydney, I believe, at the SCG, and the trend continued, man. Again, one last time, we're up by 30 points in the first quarter, if you remember. Up 4-5 goals, and we're smashing the Swans, and then something happened, man. Something happened where we just became too comfortable, and it all went pear-shaped after that, and we got punished by the best team currently in the competition. There's 3, in my opinion, I think there's 3 elite teams in the league, and that's Sydney, Carlton, and Collingwood. That's the top 3 for me right now, and I think any of us could win it. But yeah, man. Since the Sydney loss, so we're talking about this 30-point lead thing that we just somehow seem to fall asleep and we go into lazy mode. Since that Sydney loss, man, we have won 4 in a row. Blue Baggers are hot. We are on fire. We've had players step up, and some players are in literally career best form. They're not playing... They haven't played better than what they are right now, which is awesome to see in the back half of this year. TDK may be up there as the best ruck in the league. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I know there's Grundy and Gawn, but man, Tom De Koning. Are they better than him right now in current form? I don't know, man. Grundy maybe, but TDK is on another level. He's on another planet. Unbelievable stuff from him. Patrick Cripps is sizzling in the midfield, along with the Jet, Sam Walsh. Fantastic stuff there. Chincotta. Alex Chincotta with his new tagging role. My God, what a breath of fresh air this is. Unbelievable. Tremendous work by Chincotta over the last month. Zach Williams, another one, who's revolutionised the small forward game here, doing phenomenal work. Charlie and Harry are linking up fantastically, and that allows Zach Williams, always Fogarty, to get involved. And man, here is a crazy stat for you. In the last quarter of the last 4 games, we've kicked 27 goals in fourth quarters over the last four games. We kicked 5, 5, 8, and 9. That's some scary stuff, man. And what do you put that down to? Discipline, mindset, fitness, obviously, motivation, ambition, all these things, man. And that's why we're achieving this stuff. Training, we must be training very fucking hard on these moments. And it's that's what's implemented into our brand of footy, man. Contested footy, hard at the ball. We beat Gold Coast in those 4 weeks. We beat Gold Coast at Marvel with a huge final quarter. Beat Port Adelaide away with a huge last quarter. We kicked the 8 goals. Essendon at the G, huge last quarter, 5 goals in that one. And the Cats on the weekend, 9 goals in the last quarter, man. This is since we lost to Sydney. This is crazy stuff. We look like a complete side, and we don't even have everyone back yet. We still have Chera to come back, Cottrell, Motlop, Jack Martin. All these players are licking their lips, man, trying to get into this side right now. I think Chera might be back this week against Richmond. We'll see. And there's also Marchbank lingering on in the background too. But, man, it's going to be hard for any of those boys to crack into this side, maybe minus Chera right now. Even Cottrell, man. God, it's going to be hard to squeeze these guys in. Look, I'm sure Vossi will find a place for him because I believe they are crucial, especially in finals. And I love Cottrell. I love Chera. Motlop, amazing. Jack Martin, if he's fit. Let's see what happens, man. But over the last month, we've played to our strengths, man. Our defense has been incredible. Kind of going under the radar. I know we seem to cop some decent scores here and there, but, man, over the course of the game, Weeder Cowan, youngster who's just stepped in there and said, fuck this. I'm trying to hold my spot. Kemp, unbelievable. Kemp, Newman, Gov, McGovern, Sard, Boyd. They're all playing amazing, man. And when you look at guys like Cowan, who scored his first goal against Cats on Friday night. Was it Friday night we played? Yeah, I think it was. The passion that he showed, man. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking lost it. I got up and I felt that with him. And I hope you guys did too. That was awesome to see. Players getting around each other in moments like that. I couldn't be happier. Our forward line is scary good right now. I feel like every time the ball goes in there, we're going to score. And Charlie and Harry are the target men. And lately, since the inclusion of Zach Williams into that forward line, oh my, everyone's getting a piece of it, man. Everyone's getting involved. Owies, Fogarty's, all these type of players. Their pressure when ball goes to ground is unmatched. It is crazy, man. Scary for other teams, I'm telling you. And that's what we want. We want other teams to fear us and go into panic mode and get out of the norm for them. Our midfield speaks for itself. The catalyst to our midfield and winning clearances is Mr. Tom De Koning. Brilliant stuff in the ruck. Career best form, like we said. He's doing everything, man. Hit outs, clearances, contested possessions. He's just doing everything right, and he's clicking, and he just gets it, man. He understands what's going on. He knows his role, puts his body on the line, growing in confidence every week, and his contested possessions are crazy, man. Oh my God. He's the number one. I think Fox Footy said he was the number one ranked best game all season against Geelong. That's just outstanding. And that's down to understanding and trusting your teammates, man. We are ranked number 1 in the league for 1v1 contests. That is very pleasing. Our pressure is relentless. Our skills have lifted. And we are so much cleaner. I don't know if you guys noticed against Geelong how clean and efficient we were with a footy. And that is literally down to understanding and trusting your teammates. Knowing where they are, being on the same wavelength, and building great team chemistry, which provides positive energy throughout the whole side and the club, man. And you know what? Knowing who's around you, your awareness, and being alert to any possibility. We keep the ball moving. I love the way we're playing right now. And things you don't get possessions for, man, like little things, like the 1%ers, tapping the ball forward, grabbing it with both hands while you're under pressure, or releasing it, knowing when to release it, bumping, choosing to bump over a tackle, shepherding your teammate. It all just frees up the next play ahead. We're thinking ahead on every single loose ball and scrimmage here. I don't know, man. It's wild, and I'm just loving it. And our depth, now that we have less injuries, is almost, it's more noticeable now. And we have players waiting on the sidelines, like we said, waiting to come in and do the job. And that's the luxury of not having injuries, man, is gaining consistency with that same team week to week, which we haven't had so much luck in because of all the injuries, man. And people don't think it plays a part, but it absolutely does. That's rubbish. Like 100%. If you have multiple injuries, look at Richmond. I mean, come on. Overall, look, we're not 100% perfect, and we won't get there till maybe finals, because I think finals suits our game style. But there's still things that we need to improve on. But man, we are 100% in the right direction here. And I truly believe this could be the year. Trying to keep a lid on it. I really am. But look, I guess for now, we've got to aim for second. Because Sydney, I don't know if anyone's going to catch them right now. But I'm really, really confident, man. If we can secure second, get that home double chance final. Hopefully we don't need the double chance. We go straight to the prelim. MCG, our fans, crazy, passionate, possessed fans. We're going to be very, very hard to beat, man. And like I said, with momentum, and once we go on those runs, I've mentioned it many times here, when the Blues go on 5-6 goal rampage, man, I don't think there's much other teams can do. We're going to be very, very hard to stop. And our crowd will play a part, I'm telling you now. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, my God, hit that like button. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Once we get to 200, we'll be giving something away. We're nearly there. We're 5 off. And yeah, the like button sends the algorithms to everyone, man. So please hit that one. Subscribe. Turn the bell on for all notifications. I go live after every game. And you got to go to my videos to check the live section, because YouTube, for some reason, they don't pop up in the normal video section. Guys, follow me on all social medias. I'll bring it up now. I'm always on X during the games. Twitter, balloftruth_pod. And you can follow me on social media, guys, as well. I'll be more active as the season goes on. balloftruth.pod there for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And balloftruth_pod on YouTube is our home. I'm always uploading stuff here. Sometimes I don't get a chance to do it midweek, man, because of other commitments and life. But tonight, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to give you guys my take here. Are we the real deal? Yes, we fucking are. I'm telling you now. Man, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I was born in Carlton. I've been going for Carlton my whole life, man. I still remember 93 and I was 5 years old. Me and my brother used to watch Blue Horizons on VHS. Videotape, for all you kids who don't know what that is, that's the old school cassette videotape. Blue Horizons 93, which was a season review, man. Me and my brother watched that every day for at least 5 years. Oh my God. And man, I used to play in the backyard pretending I was every single Carlton player playing the opposition. I used to get the footy sticker book out to have all the players there and opposition teams, so I would commentate and recreate matches. That's how sick I am for Carlton, man. I bleed navy blue. I want you guys to feel that too. I want you guys to be passionate, because we're going to need it going forward, especially into finals. We need to just let it all out, man. Is this the year? I think it is. Let's see what happens. Guys, we've got Richmond on Sunday, and I'm fully expecting to win it. It's not going to be easy. It might be a close one, but I think we can get the job done. Absolutely. In this form, man, we are on fire at the moment. I don't want us to go too freaking crazy, because I want to save it for finals and be injury-free and healthy. But, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I can sense something big on the horizon. Hopefully, we're lifting that trophy in September. Man, I'm out of here. I reckon I might drop another video, hopefully, for the preview against Richmond. I'll see who's in and out tomorrow, because I'm fully expecting Chera to come back into this side. Who comes out? You would maybe say Durden, I think. Possibly. Let's see. But yeah, I'll drop a little video for the preview for that one. But that's it from me, guys. Up the fucking baggers. This is it. Let's go. Continue the form till finals. And let's get that second or first spot. We'll see what Sydney do. But we just got to keep winning. Keep winning. Get second. Then take it from there. Guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Wednesday night. I love you all. And I'll see you very soon. Go baggers. Adios. Goodbye. And don't forget, subscribe, man.